What's going on, everyone? It's Tay, aka Slay, and yes, we're talking about old girl again today. I am going to be talking about one Trisha Paytas in this video today, but in a different way. I have a lot of people who have asked me to talk about her ongoing shenanigans. Yes, I have not watched, but I have seen videos about her uploading two videos with the exact same title, her reviewing the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich. One, you shouldn't be eating at Chick-fil-A if you support the LGBTQIA plus community. Just my 2 cents there. But, and I do have my own thoughts about, like, it's like you're two different alters uploading the same video. We all know that she is using DID for the clicks, for the likes, the views, because she saw Anthony Padilla's video, saw that it was trending, saw that it was getting all these views, and was like, I can do that. But I want to use that situation and another influencer situation to highlight the importance of using your platform responsibly. Because I was racking my brain this week trying to figure out what kind of content I wanted to serve you all. Because normally I love creating content. I just want to put what's in my head on your screen and hopefully you all are here for it. But I didn't want to become repetitive by continuing to talk about Trisha when that's exactly what she wants. And then yesterday I got the inspiration that I needed when Thomas Halbert released a video talking about coming clean about all of this. Now, in Thomas's video, he shares with his viewers his struggle with adult ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And I sat there, I watched the video twice, and I watched it, and I realized that this is how you talk about mental health struggles. This is how you talk about something that is going on in your life that is affecting your work, your personal life, your upload schedule, things of that nature. If you honestly want people to hear your story, if you honestly want to share your truth, if it is indeed your truth, this is how you do it. So I want to kind of contrast and compare, and I wish I had the tools and the skills to put in clips from the videos, but we also know that Trisha is very strike happy, so we're not going to go there. So I have my notes here. If you see me looking down, I've been meaning to mention that in the last few videos because people have been asking me why I'm always looking down. I have my notes in my lap. This is Thomas's Coming Clean video with Trisha's Meet My Alters video. One thing I noted that, and I mean, we all know Trisha is extremely immature. She is 32. I find it very interesting that Thomas is 23 and he is much more mature than Miss Paytas. So Trisha opened her video saying that she'd never been diagnosed with anything, a statement that she has gone back on quite a few times in trying to defend herself from the backlash. But it's very clear in her video where she was like, I've never been diagnosed with anything, so I'm self-diagnosing myself with having DID. Okay. Thomas comes right out the gate and says when he was 6 years old, he was diagnosed with ADD. His mother noticed that he was having difficulties in school, that he was not like the other children, he wasn't processing things the same, so she went and got him evaluated, and that was the outcome. That's important. That is all anybody wanted from you, Miss Paytas, is for you to say, okay, I sat down, like I was reading, I noticed these things happening within my life and within myself, so I sought help. And this is what this medical professional told me was going on in my mind. See how easy it is? And he talked through how it affected his work life. He didn't go in any kind of order. He just said, as he grew up and as he has been reflecting on the last 3 or 4 years of his life, he can see where his now adult ADHD has been affecting his work, his relationships with his family, his relationships with his friends and his partners. and, his professional relationships. And he is outlining the negative consequences that come from struggling with ADHD. Trisha flat out said, I don't consider it a disorder. Think of the word, disorder. It disrupts the order of your life. It makes it difficult, not impossible, but difficult to function. This is something, if she wanted to, I don't want to say protect herself, but if she wanted to sort of seem legit, she should have said, she said it towards the end, like, I hope this doesn't offend anybody. And I keep playing with my hair because that's what she did in the video. She didn't say it until way in the end. It's like, I hope this doesn't offend anybody. Thomas makes it a point several times. He even interjects while he's editing to say, listen, I am not trying to villainize people with ADHD because I had anger issues. Not everybody with ADHD has anger issues. I don't want this video to hurt. I want it to help. I realize I have a platform and this is how I'm choosing to use it. You wouldn't expect somebody like Thomas Halbert, who is, if you don't know who he is a beauty YouTuber with 481,000 subscribers. I've followed him for, I want to say 3 or 4 years now, and I've adored him. But he's gone through rises and falls, and right now he's in a valley, and he's explaining why he is in a valley. And he's saying, I want to share this with you so that you understand why I haven't been uploading, and I've been reflecting on the way I've portrayed myself and the way I've conducted myself for this whole span of time that I've been on YouTube. And he says several times, this is the reason, but it is not an excuse. See, the problem with Trisha, and I know I've stated it in my other videos, but I'm going to reiterate it. The problem with her coming out and speaking about it, besides just blatant giving out misinformation, and I'm going to get into that in a second, she presented it in a way to say, okay, so when I'm sad, this is this altar. When I'm angry, this is this altar. When I cannot stop eating, when I cannot control my appetite, this is this altar. She's trying to explain away and justify her negative traits as being these separate altars, which I, Dissociate did, and others who have DID have stated, no, altars are whole separate individuals living in one mind. One of the main issues that I and others took with Trisha's videos, it's like, okay, so you have this disorder. What are you doing? Have you sought help? What are you doing to try to make your life functional while knowing that you have this? She didn't say any of that. She's like, I don't have a piece of paper to say that I have this. Okay, nobody's asking you for a piece of paper. We're asking you to tell us what you're doing to take care of yourself. We've never gotten that information. Because that's what people who watch you, who may be going through something similar, need. It's like, okay, well, how is she handling this? Is she going to the doctor? Is she on any medication? What kinds of therapy is she going to? What is she looking into? You gave none of that. Again, just being flippant about it. See, what Thomas did, he lists all of the medication he's been on. He lists the treatment that he was going to. He named the doctor that he went to see, the people that he had around him who were helping him process everything and kind of keep him organized and keep him moving forward. He gave that information. He made it a point to say how important his treatment was. And he realized that when he moved to California in 2017 And when he went cold turkey off of his medication, he could see the decline in his life. Him now looking back, he was like, this is when things started to take a turn. There was no timeline. It would be different if you were like, here is where I started noticing symptoms. This is when I started doing my own research. This is when I went to get evaluated. There was none of that. He started talking about how the different people in his life were affecting him and the decisions he was making, which, if Trish really wanted people to understand her, she could do the same. She's out here constantly vilifying the vlog squad. Talk about how your time with them may have affected all of this, or how you managed to deal with it while you had a relationship with Jason, while you were making videos with them. That's valuable information, because people who may be going through this need to understand how the people around them and their reactions to the things that you're going through affect them. I mentioned it before, he talked about the effect of going off of his medication cold turkey. And he made a point to say, never do that. Anything that you take that is supposed to address the chemical imbalance in your mind, never ever go cold turkey. And I'm glad he said that, because there are too many people, and he talked about it with the person he was referencing, saying that you don't need this medication, it's killing you. And he doesn't say that he made he said it's because he moved and he didn't have medical insurance that he went cold turkey off of his medication. But I've had people in my life who, when I told them that I was on antidepressants, they tried to say, it's like, no, you don't need to be on those. They're killing you, they're doing this, they're affecting you negatively. You can get over this without medication. And sadly, that's not the case for everybody. So people really need to be careful with that advice, and they really need to follow the advice of their doctors. Like, point blank period. Please, please, please only follow the directions of the medical professions you put your care into the hands of. I am so grateful that he did this. Thomas made sure to read through the list of symptoms. Somebody watching Trish, hearing her talk about having alters, if she was serious about this, they were probably looking for information, because that's the danger. Somebody looking for information on DID may pull up her video, and that's where the problem of spreading misinformation comes from. They're like, oh, okay, so if I'm just really, really angry one day and lash out, is that an alternate personality? That's literally how Trish described it. So if you're going to use your platform to inform people, come with facts. And Thomas did. And I would like to do the same. Adult ADHD symptoms may include impulsiveness, disorganization and problems prioritizing, poor time management skills, problems focusing on a task, trouble multitasking, excessive activity or restlessness, poor planning, low frustration, tolerance, problems following through and completing tasks, hot temper, coping with stress. They might have a hard time waiting for their turn. They may blurt out answers before someone finishes asking them a question, frequently interrupt or intrude on others, or they start conversations at inappropriate times. They fidget or squirm when seated. They may get up frequently to walk or run around, run or climb a lot when it's not appropriate, have a hard time paying attention to details, and a tendency to make careless mistakes. Their work may be messy and seem careless. They have trouble staying on a topic while talking, not listening and not following social rules. They may forget about daily activities. For example, missing appointments, forgetting to bring their lunch, being easily distracted by things, trivial things, like noises and events that are usually ignored by others. The thing about him reading through the symptoms that really stood out to me is as he was going through the list, he got very emotional. Thomas was wearing glasses in the video. He takes the glasses off and starts wiping his eyes and starts sniffing. And that is not heart-wrenching, but it's touching in a way because you start to feel for him. You start to sympathize with him, because this is somebody reading through these symptoms and recognizing himself in them. So if he can remember how he was as a child, and he already has that diagnosis, then he can look at these and realize that all of these things are what have been inhibiting me. And he has taken the steps to deal with them in an adult way. Trisha has not. Now, is it anybody's business, her medical status, who she's going to see, how many times a week? Is it anybody's business? No. But if she really wants to show that, if she really wants to be helpful, it's what needs to be talked about. At least hinted at. A brief overview is all we're asking for. Just so we know that you're getting help. Because you have young fans who may be terrified that something might happen to you because they have such a limited knowledge of whatever it is you're going through. They don't know that you're going to be okay. So that's like unnecessarily worrying your fans. This was one of the biggest points for me with Thomas's video. He makes it clear that this is very much his experience. These are the symptoms that he is dealing with. This is how it affects him. This is how ADHD expresses itself in him. He says he's like, I don't want to put out there that everybody with ADHD is going to be mean to you. Not everybody with ADHD is going to have the exact same symptoms. I really want to make that clear. I don't want to make it seem like it's this evil, big, scary thing to have. This is what I have been going through. And he was so serious about it. And that disclaimer right there was so vital. Because you have people like her who are out here being very flippant about it, who are laughing. Like Thomas laughs at points in his video, but that's that nervous laughter. I've done it, where you're in a very uncomfortable situation and you just giggle because you don't know what else to do. Or some people process things using humor. I get that. And it's valid. But again, going back to, I don't consider it a disorder. He mentions the seriousness of the condition because he sees, and we've all seen it. We all see how people will say things like, oh my God, I can't focus on anything today. It's my ADD acting up, girl. That's exactly how he said in his video. Or she's like, oh my God, I can't stand having MS. My OCD is kicking in, and these people who are your friends don't have those disorders, and they might not understand the seriousness of those disorders because they can be debilitating for people. They can keep people from actually living their lives. And he is not trying to make light of the situation. He's like, this is very serious. It's affecting my life in a very serious way. But Miss Paytas, it's like having friends in our head. I feel fortunate. Seriously? Thomas recognizes that he needs to take the time to process all of this, and he needs to work on himself, and he needs to nurture everything that has been neglected while he has been going through all of this without medication, without therapy, without the structures that he had in place before 2017. To me, that's very important because it gives hope. It's saying, yes, this is where I am now, but I know things can be better and I can work towards them. And the time is now for me to do that. The end card. Oof, the end card was my favorite because he says, as of April 8th, 2020, I have set up an appointment with a psychiatrist that specializes in ADHD. And because of that Rona, it's going to be over Skype, over Zoom, however, it's going to be a virtual appointment. Again, you have somebody who recognizes this in himself and is actively seeking help and is putting that information out there to show others, hey, if this is you, if you recognize what I'm going through, learn from my mistakes and seek help. That is how you use your platform. That is how you share your truth. You don't go out here and attack everybody who has something to say against you. Because like you said, you're on the internet. Everybody can, you open yourself up to criticism. Hell, I know what that's like. I know by making this video, I'm opening myself up to criticism. Somebody commented on one of my videos, stop milking this for views. My response was, you don't have to watch. Like, point blank, period. So I'm going to address some of the other foolishness and fuckery she's been doing to close this out. Because it makes me so sad that this woman at her big age, at 32 years old, finds it so necessary to keep doing shit like this. I might make a whole nother video about the state of, I mean, other people have done it and who probably can do it much better than me, but the fact that you have people who constantly use controversy to keep their name in everybody's mouth, like, I understand, you know, the need, the desire, how addictive views and AdSense coin can be. But I am of the belief that if you truly have something worthwhile to say, if you truly have entertaining content, if you truly love what you do, that shows through and that speaks for itself. You don't have to resort to stunts like this. You don't have to resort to offending nearly every marginalized group in order to get some clout, in order to get coin, in order to get clicks. You're out here on your TikTok and in one of your last videos in a red lock wig, when you know, and we know because we've told you about it, about your hairstyles. We told you about it when you wore the braided wig. We're going to tell you about it now. Like, what do you... You're doing it because you know it's going to cause outrage and it's going to keep people talking about you and it's going to get eyes on your channel. It must be so sad not to have any talent to have to resort to things like that. At some point, it's not gonna work anymore. At some point, you're gonna get, like, what are you gonna do in 10 years? When you're 42 instead of 32. This is the legacy you're leaving. My advice would be to do what Thomas is doing. Sit down with somebody who can help you chart a better future for yourself, to help you process whatever trauma that is unresolved within you so that you can move forward towards a better tomorrow. Because right now, sis, you're stuck and you're going to end up with nothing. Just think about that. And that's where I'm going to end today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all of those good things. I know there are a million videos you could have watched today. I humbly thank you for coming to slay. Later.